Hi, my name's Evan Reeves. I'd like to talk to you today about a very exciting drag racing class. It's also known as Pro Modified. I've always been a fan of Pro Modified. Fortunately, back in 1993, I had the opportunity to go work on my favorite class, a car, on a team. Man, it was awesome. And then I became a crew chief and worked on these cars. I always loved these cars. I was a fan of them before I ever touched one, and I'm a fan to this day. I worked on them until about 2005. I recently saw a video, and I thought, since I have so many years experience in the Pro Modified class, that I felt it was the need to share some of this information, before I leave this lump of dirt, with other people out there that may be interested in becoming a driver or a competitor in a Pro Modified class. The cars are made up of several different types of cars. Some of them are colorful. I used to say a lot of them look like Walt Disney threw up on them. Bill Coleman's crew guy used to get a kick out of every time two Willises lined up side by side, one red and one purple and white, that it was an Easter egg race. So, even when racing was over with, I still followed the cars. So I'd like to talk to you about some of the things you'd need if you were going to drive one of these cars. First of all, you're going to need a car. Well, not this car, but you're going to need a car with a chassis that's built specifically for drag racing. Now, the chassis has to meet a certain SFI spec to protect the driver within the chassis. And there's a lot of different safety features that go into building one of these cars. I would suggest if you're going to buy one, that you buy a quality built car, because you don't want it flops like a rubber chicken going down the racetrack, because if it's a flopping, it's a dropping. You're also going to need a transporter. You're going to need a truck and a trailer to haul your car to the racetrack. You're also going to need a whole lot of these, because you're going to have a crew unless you're really good at multitasking. It takes quite a few of these. You're going to burn up a bunch of these doing this. Pro Modified has rules, and they have a rule book. This is a rule book. Well, this is not an NHRA rule book or an IHRA rule book, but this is actually a Bible. But similar to the rule book, there are rules in this that you have to abide by if you're going to race. If you don't adhere to the rules, then you're going to be sorry. Another thing you're going to need safety stuff to keep you safe. Fire and burning is very scary. So you're going to want to invest in a quality fire suit. This just happens to be an SFI 20 suit made out of the newer type material. The jacket, the gloves, shoes, and in some cases boots. I prefer to wear a head sock because I have a beard and always seem to have a ponytail. I really don't want to set them on fire, so I wear the fire retardant head sock to protect you. You'll need a helmet. Now this is a little outdated. You can't run this in a Pro Mod car anymore. There's some classes you still can, but nowadays you have to have a head and neck restraint. It's a Hans device, and this just goes to keeping the driver safe. Now, if you're going to run one of these cars go very, very fast. Some of them have run in the 660s or 560s at over 250 something mile per hour. So I would suggest if you're going to drive one of these cars or thinking about, you might want to invest in a pair of these. And if you're going to go really, really fast, you may want to pick up a pair of these. Now, over the years, the classes have changed. The class has changed. Rules have changed. Back in the day, cars went fairly fast. A 670 would get you in the number one qualifying spot, a quarter mile. Nowadays, you've got to run under 6 seconds in the quarter just to make the show, even to get in the 16 spot. Sanctioning bodies provide you a venue to race in. They take care of advertising, getting the fans into the stands, because, if it weren't for fans and you just showed up to the racetrack and ran against each other, having each other as spectators, not really fun from what I can tell. Sometimes rules are going to change. And sometimes that's problematic. Over the years, I saw rules change in Pro Modified. Sometimes it seemed like some were being penalized. some were being helped, and sometimes it often created controversy. But now, you got to remember, this was a class where the technology was constantly changing. Nitrous technology was constantly changing. You had to keep striving, moving forward, always picking up speed, always knocking off ET. You know, you also have to have lightning fast reflexes, you know, because it don't matter. You could have the fastest car on the grounds, but if you get distracted by some girl walking through the stands or some shiny object near the track and you don't leave the starting line in time, you're not going to win. You're going to lose. Now, if the rule thing is a major problem, you know, I recently saw something, and there was somebody was offering a kit, and it kind of looked similar to this. It had something about, you know, something about a drink and some Cheetos and, you know, something that looked similar to this. You know, I think it was a red button though. But anyway, you know, and instead of, you know, this was considered a starter kit of some sort. So instead of spending your money on something like that right there, I've put together as an instructional video here some items that you can pick up at your local store that will help you out tremendously. I'm going to call this the Rule Change Survival Kit. Now, you want to get some really strategic items in this kit. One of the things you may want to need is one of these. Now, this is a pretty neat little device right here you can pick up at just about any store. You know, if there's a lot of sound, you know, coming out, you know, then you can put one of these in, and that kind of calms things down a little bit. So that's a pretty neat little piece right there. If that's not real helpful, then you need to pick you up a box of these. You know, these are a size N. You know, hopefully, you know that you need something bigger than that. So, you know, they do make these, you know, in the larger size. You know, so you may want to pick up some of these. And if you get enough of these, you know, you can also share these with other people that may be, you know, not surviving the rule change real well. You know, some people resort to water. You know, water is okay, I guess. You may want to pick you up some antacid tablets, because, you know, sometimes when this and this can't kind of get in sync together, then this starts to get upset, you know, so this will kind of take the edge off. And, you know, anytime there's a change, you know, you've always got to clean up, you know. These are just a few items that I think will make life a whole lot easier and a whole lot calmer. Now, if these items don't work for you, there's one other item, you know, you really hate to haul one around, but if it's really, really bad, you can also pick yourself up one of these to get yourself home. I hope this video has been somewhat informative, and get you one of these and go have a ball. Thank you.